We're bringing this emergency item this morning to your board, which proposes the adoption of a resolution implementing a county-wide employee COVID-19 testing program for all employees effective today through December 30th, 2020. On March 4th, as you all know, of this year, Governor Gavin Newsom declared a state of emergency in California due to the COVID-19 pandemic. Throughout the first 6 months of the declared state of emergency, federal, state, and local public health officials have identified the importance of testing to reduce the community spread of the coronavirus, especially among essential workers. All county workers are essential, critical infrastructure workers as defined by the Centers for Disease Control and the California Department of Public Health. To ensure the most effective means of identifying those employees quickly, regular testing of employees is highly encouraged. With regular testing, the county is better positioned to continue and maintain essential government services during the pandemic and reduce asymptomatic spread. On August 28, 2020, Governor Newsom changed the state's metrics for reopening the economy in California. He introduced the blueprint for a safer economy. This structure includes a color system that counties can move up and down, either loosening or tightening the restrictions on various activities related to businesses in each particular category. This past Thursday, the governor further introduced a new component to that blueprint. He added an adjustment factor, which was discussed here by both Mr. Constantine and members of your board today. Adjustment factor to each county's average daily testing percentage based upon how they compare to the statewide daily testing average. Counties that are above the statewide average receive a reduction in their number, while counties below receive a penalty. Kern County is below, and we are being penalized, and our case rates are arbitrarily being increased. The stated purpose of the adjustment factor is to ensure that counties are continuing to test at high levels. The impact of this adjustment penalty is a further slide in the timing of when restrictions on businesses and activities are modified in our county. This proposed resolution adopts a countywide testing program for our employee base. We can collectively improve our testing average and ensure the timely identification and isolation of positive COVID-19 cases among our workforce by adopting regular testing protocols. The program provides 8 hours of paid time off accruals to any employee of our county who completes 6 COVID-19 tests between today and December 30th, 2020. To be eligible for and receive the paid time off, each employee must submit proof of the completion of testing by January 15th, 2021. Upon completion, the employee will be credited with an additional 8 hours of paid time off next year. Employees who choose to participate in the program will be allowed to take COVID-19 tests on paid county time. Employees must make every effort to minimize the amount of county time used to complete testing and pre-scheduled use of county time with their immediate supervisors. Employees are also strongly encouraged to utilize the free county testing sites to complete the requirements of this program. Participation in the program does not alter the requirements already in place when an employee tests positive for COVID-19. Employees may use any available paid leave time during subsequent periods of quarantine or isolation, including the leave provided to the emergency responders and healthcare workers, and the leave provided through the Families First Coronavirus Response Act. The Myers-Milius-Brown Act provides an emergency exception to the mandatory requirements of providing notice and an opportunity to bargain prior to a resolution such as this being adopted by your Board of Supervisors today. As noted above, the county has been in a state of public health emergency for many months, and the state of California specifically has been in such a state since March 4th, 2020. The adoption of this program is urgent considering the recent revelation that our ability to open the economy hinges on increased testing. We will adapt Upon adoption, we will provide our recognized employee organizations with the required notice and entertain any requests to meet and discuss the terms of this program as soon as possible. Therefore, today it is recommended that your board adopt this resolution implementing the Kern County employee COVID-19 testing program for all employees in all bargaining units across the county effective September 15th, 2020 through December 30th, 2020. And we're happy to answer any questions you might have.
Thank you, Mr. Alsop. No public comments on this item?
No, sir.
Okay, I'll return it to the board for questions, comments, or action.
Mr. Chair.
I'm sorry, Supervisor Gleason.
Thank you, Mr. Chairman. Great idea. Great idea, and I'm fully supportive, and I'll make a motion to support staff's recommendation.
We have a motion
A second.
and a second. Please cast your votes. I'm sorry, Supervisor Scribner.
No, my apologies. I didn't punch in, but something occurred to me. We're right across the street, essentially, from the city of Bakersfield and their employee force, and so I'd just like to ask staff to reach out to them and see if this, if we're going to have a mobile testing site, et cetera, that they may want to participate. Mr. Alsop, do you have any comments on that?
Yes, sir. Supervisor Scribner, members of the board, in preparation for this item, as a courtesy, we did in fact, Mr. Zerfus yesterday let all city managers throughout the county know that we were bringing this item to your board today, what we were planning on proposing, and in that email encouraged them to consider similar resolutions before their own legislative bodies. I can tell you that starting next week, we will bring a federally sponsored mobile testing unit into the Metro Bakersfield area, and among the stops, likely next week and the week after, will be the Bakersfield Civic Center, where we will encourage employees not only in this building, but in the courts, and in the city of Bakersfield, all across the Civic Center and all across downtown to go get tested. And we'll be doing that. That mobile site will be making stops at many highly populated county buildings throughout the Metro Bakersfield area. And this will be an exercise we'll be undertaking for the foreseeable future, given the changes that were made by the state last week.
Thank you. Thank you, Supervisor Couch.
You bet. Thank you. Do we have a second?
Yes.
We have a motion and a second. Please cast your votes.
The motion is approved. 4 ayes, 1 absent. Supervisor Perez.